What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video where I am talking about SEO, my website traffic, Google updates, things that I don't quite understand what in the hell is actually going on. If you're into all that stuff and you're also kind of confused, maybe hit subscribe and like, and we can all be confused together in this new, evolving, and changing SEO landscape. There's a couple of things that I wanted to point out since my last video. And by the way, sorry for the delay after having COVID. Then it was like Thanksgiving week, and I've just been busy as balls over here. So doing my best. Thanks you guys for hanging around and for the comments on all the videos. A couple of things I wanted to point out as far as what I'm seeing on my own traffic. I've been doing so many videos about what I've been working on my website to try to recover from that 90% drop from the HCU. Yes, you heard that number right. Actually, it's probably closer to like 95% at its top and its lowest. But that extra 5% savings for me makes me feel like a little bit of my manhood is still intact. So there's a couple of things I wanted to show you. I've been putting out these videos about all the stuff I've been working on, and I am seeing a little bit of a bounce back in traffic. It is a slow grind up. You'll see that here in just a second, but I wanted to show you that, as well as some other stuff that I have continued to add into my website to try to get Google's attention of like, hey, I know what I'm talking about over here. Throw your brother a bone, please. And so I'm going to show you that. And also going to talk about the Google updates and why they don't seem to be ending. It's kind of a weird thing. So a couple of things to start off here. I want to show you my analytics. I've seen my numbers actually spiking a little bit over the course of the last week. Part of that might be because people are home more often because it's Thanksgiving and they're just not doing anything except wallowing in their turkey shame. But I actually saw a 20 on this number of the live visitors per 30 minutes. I haven't seen that since before the HCU. It went up to, I think, maybe 21 and then dropped down. It's pretty much somewhere between like 7 and 15 at this point. Right now it's the low because it's always low at this time of day. But usually it's seeing double digits there. So still seeing a slight uptick in that particular number overall. One of the things that I've noticed, though, is it seems that as much as Google punished me for all of my existing articles that I had pre-HCU, and again, these were articles that I had firsthand experience with, firsthand knowledge with, worked on building topical authority, all that. Google still didn't like it, but for some reason, the articles that I have written since then, Google seems to be giving me some sort of benefit of actually having the experience with this stuff. So let me show you this right here. I've shown you this before. This second article, what the F is the 30-30-30 diet? This is an article that I just wrote like over the course of the past month, and it has by far been my best performing article out of all of my articles that I've had. And by the way, I don't know a lot about the 30-30-30. I seen it pop up on a news feed. I thought it was interesting, did some research, and I wrote the article about it. And even with that little amount of experience and expertise on the topic, Google has still ranked me on several of those keywords for this particular topic. I actually wrote another article just a couple of days ago again about something else I've seen pop up on my feed about long length partials, which is a type of workout movement. And so I wrote an article about it because I found that the topic was interesting. I did some research, so I wrote an article on it, and it's already ranking like number 15 for that particular keyword. So it seems like for whatever reason, since the HCU, and I've seen this a couple of times, one of them was also about the FDA doing something with peptides, peptides. And so it ranked that one as well after the HCU. So it's still really odd to me that Google punished me for all of those articles that I had prior to the HCU, which frankly, a lot of them I had tons of experience and firsthand experience and expertise in. But the new stuff, they seem to be ranking. I don't understand what's going on, but I have seen this overall number jumping up just a little bit. And I wanted to give you just some context again. So basically, what happened to my site during the HCU, you can see here over the last couple of years, it went up. I ended up having about 500,000 clicks to my website over the last 12 months, which put me about right here. And then the HCU essentially pulled my pants down, showed my wang to everybody. And that's where my wang is at right down here. At the very bottom, it's embarrassing and it is underperforming. But look, so I've got a little bit of an uptick here, which I think is from a couple of things. One is it's from a couple of articles that I wrote that Google seems to actually like, but I think it's actually a little bit of the fruits of my labor coming through of all the hard work that I've been putting into the different aspects, the different things that I've been updating on my website. You can watch my previous videos for those tips and things. So I've been working hard on the nuts and bolts of my website to try to make it better. I also think it's interesting here, whenever I look at the most recent keywords that Ahrefs has added to my list, I'm still getting a ton of keywords that are new. Things that were at a 0, and then they're back in the rankings now all of a sudden. Like, here you go, new, up to 14, new, up to 10. Not a lot of traffic, but still, I lost so much that I'll take whatever I can get at this point. New here, we are seeing some ups and some downs, but new, again, from 0 to 6, from 0 to 12. From 0 to 11, from 0 to 8. Now, this is also kind of interesting because one of my last videos I talked about, I started to see this trend. but the new was coming in around 50, right? It was much higher in the rankings, which I lost so many of my rankings of my traffic. I was fine with that. Put me at 50. I don't get whatever. Now I'm seeing that number is actually a lot higher or lower, I guess, in the rankings. 0 to 6, 0 to 11, 0 to 10. So definitely seeing an increase there too, as far as where the old keywords that I lost are coming back in at, which is obviously a good sign. I want to show you one more thing. Let me go back to this page here. This right here, this is over the last 30 days. You can see here that I've gained 5.6 organic keywords back. And just for some additional context, before the HCU hit, down here when things were awesome, this number was about 31,000. I had about 31,000 total keywords. And you can see here, since I've gained 5.6 thousand back, that means that I was down to under 3,000 keywords total. So I lost over 90% of my organic keywords. And of course, my top 3 was over 1,000 at that point. It was like 1,100, I think. And this got down to, I think, 30 at its low. So yeah, the HCU hurt. Let's talk though about Google updates. Why not? Screw it. Because they won't just leave us alone. This is what I think is really kind of interesting. I'd be curious you guys' thoughts on this. Is these are still going on. And specifically, I want to talk about the core update. This started on the 22nd, or on the 2nd. This is now the 27th, 25 days in. If you look at all of the previous core updates over the last couple of years, there's nothing over, I think, 15 days. So we're a minimum of 10 days past that. And I think that's extremely odd, especially whenever you put it in conjunction with what's been happening over the last few months since the HCU, and then the updates that have rolled out since that time. And obviously the other one that's layered over this one right now, which is the review update too. Why is this one taking so long? Part of me can't help but think that it's trying to clean up messes from the previous, like the previous two that we just came out of. It doesn't make sense to me why this would be going on for so long, especially both of them at the same time. The other thing I thought was kind of strange, when you put that against like the SEMrush SERP analyzer, this is whenever those updates started and things were going kind of squirrely and the SERPs were really erratic. But over the course of like the last almost week and a half, or maybe that's like week, you can see here they're just like chill. To be honest, I thought when it got here that we're going to see that the updates were completed, and it just hasn't happened. It's just the SERPs aren't hardly moving now, yet the update is going on. It feels weird to me. By the way, my health niche is like the second lowest on this list as far as the movement in the SERPs, right behind real estate, which is actually under a 1. So just not a lot of movement in the SERPs. That combined with the fact that this thing's still, like, why is it still going on? What is it doing if the SERPs are just like chilled out? There's just too many questions for me over the course of the last couple of months. It has instilled zero confidence, A, that Google actually understands and knows what they're rolling out, and B, like, no confidence going forward that they know what to do next. I feel like that they are trying to clean up at the same time that they are trying to fix things going forward. It's obviously very confusing, and from a lot of you, the way you're talking in the comments, aggravating as an MFer. So one more thing I want to point out to you, that something else I've been working on my site, as I've talked about in my other videos, is trying to just make the user experience better overall. And I added in a section on my front page. One is I gave my podcast, which is over on YouTube, I guess here on YouTube, its own section here. And I also ended up putting in, let me move my face out of the way, a scrollable section for news blurbs in the health and fitness. And I put this on the front page. I actually write these articles and then I give them a news tag, which automatically adds them to this feed. I got some styling to do here. I just added this within the last couple of days. But my thought here is that in another effort to try to be seen as an authority in health and fitness, trying to dispense news, maybe that's got some sort of weight to it as a source of news. I don't know if it's actually going to work or not, but I thought it was worth at least trying out to actually say, like, these aren't just necessarily opinion articles or my thoughts. Some of this is actually like news, and it allows me then to also link to other news sources in my particular articles and cite those other sources as well. So again, just something else I'm trying in the grand scheme of things to try to get Google's attention and be in Google's good graces again. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Because the SERPs aren't moving a whole heck of a lot, like I said, my traffic's doing better for sure if it moved me out of the way here. So here I'm back up to 10. Let me see, there's that one. There's my 6-month CJC. That was, anyways. So right now I'm just kind of chilling and waiting to see what happens. And I'm just continuing to write, just trying to put out articles. Been putting out several articles. And by the way, hey, I don't know if you guys are using this. Let me go down here real quick. Look at these pictures. So this picture right here and this picture right here were both done within ChatGPT using the DALL-E plugin. It's incredible. Like, as far as creating articles, like if you need pictures for something and you're sick of digging around trying to find, like this one was also done in there. This one I put water on the calendar. That's just me as an old guy. But I've said this before. Definitely worth checking out if you need pictures for your articles, because it's doing a really good job. Sometimes it throws out some crap, but it's pretty cool. So that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for the comments. If you're in the same journey as the rest of us, hit subscribe and hit like, and I'll be putting out some more videos as we go forward, trying to figure out what's going on, keeping an eye on these updates to see when they end and to see if it changes anything in those SERPs whenever they end. It's happened to me before where one of the cores, my traffic went whoop as soon as it was over. So we'll see what's happening. See you on the next video. Peace out.